Hi everyone and welcome to Truth Proof, and I want to share a few thoughts with you all now before we jump into myself and Chris's walk around Broxa Forest. Thoughts about what it is that people are seeing, what it is that people are experiencing in these locations. Walking in thick woodlands and suddenly seeing something that absolutely defies explanation. I'm going to talk about a story today where two young men claim that they saw something that they could only describe as looking like a bear. How incredible is that? Is there anything that resembles a bear roaming the forests and lonely roads of the United Kingdom? I really don't think that there is, do you? But that's exactly what they claim they saw. But they're not alone, and if we jump back into the annals of folklore, we hear all sorts of stories that walk a remarkably similar path from ancient times to present day. And it tells anyone that will listen that there's strong ties from the past to the future, and these things are clinging to existence. Perhaps not even clinging, these things are just here. Maybe it's just a thought process away. Hello everybody, we're just picking this up. Don't know where it's going to lead, but just been talking to Chris, and I've reminded him about a sighting of something strange that he told me about, probably about 4 years since, didn't you?
Be around there, wouldn't it, really?
Just tell us about it.
Well, the gist of it was my friend's son and his friend. I think at the time they would probably be around maybe 17, 18, and they had mopeds or little motorbikes. And
Right.
they were out for a spin late evening, probably 10, 11 o'clock.
And where were they?
And so we're in Broxa Forest now. We're at sort of the southern end of Broxa. Well, they were over. Well, I'm pointing that way.
Yeah, so
That was over into High and Lowdales.
High and Lowdales, okay.
Which is towards Langdale End.
Right.
And you can go down a windy road for a couple of miles, and there's maybe 3 or 4 farmhouses, and that's kind of your lot, and that's the end of the track, and the forest's basically behind them.
And they're just having a jolly on these mopeds?
Yeah, it was a bit of a drizzly night. They pulled up there, they'd gone as far as they could. I think they were just having a bit of an explore, because I don't think they really knew where they were going.
So how many were there?
There's only them two.
Right.
Just him and his mate, and I think they'd stopped for a bit of a chat or a cigarette or whatever. And I think it was my friend's son his friend that had kind of just seen something out the corner of his eye.
Yeah, and it's all unlit, this, isn't it? Where there's nothing.
There's one street lamp which is in front of these 3 farmhouses, and that's it.
And just paint a picture of it. Is there 3 farmhouses and nothing else?
Nothing else.
Right.
That's it. I tell a lie. There's 2 more properties, probably half a mile, and then another half mile.
Right.
Just down a one-way track, and that's it. And he'd noticed something out the corner of his peripheral, and turned to look, and he'd, excuse my...
Yeah, go on.
Effing hell, look at that. And obviously it was dark, but he said, I'm adamant what I saw.
Yeah.
And where this lamp is, where they probably stood under, there's a field to the left-hand side, and tree line, bushes, not dissimilar to this really.
Right.
A bit thicker at the road edge. And he swears that a bear type head had come out and just stood watching them.
Yeah, but what, like parts of trees?
Well, almost as if it had pushed its head through.
Yeah, I see, yeah.
And it was looking at them.
So you don't think they could have mistaken it for a horse or a cow then?
Well, I had said that to them, and to give them the dues, they said, well, I'm really not sure, but he said it didn't look like anything like a horse or a cow.
Did it make any noise?
Didn't make no noise, and by the time the other lad had kind of seen it, it kind of freaked him out that much.
Yeah.
And they were just back on the bikes and away.
Yeah, I mean, obviously this is, you're getting their story, not his, so it's first hand to you, but did they say how high up it were, out like that?
Well, where the tree line is down there, it's slightly higher up and raised higher up than the road itself. So you're probably 7-8 foot, where this thing would be stood.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that was the size of it, but or whatever it was.
Well, it were enough to
No,
to frighten them.
It freaks them out, yeah.
I mean, you work around this area, don't you?
Yeah.
What's at back of them trees? Just fields, or is it forest?
It's just part of this forest.
Right,
So
got
it's
you.
just forest, you know, for miles really.
Which is pretty dense, and to see that on a dark night.
I mean, behind those properties, you will have gamekeepers' pens, pheasants, and grouse, and the normal stuff you'll get in these kind of areas. But apart from that, it is just trees.
These stories, Chris, you know, it's brilliant, and I'm same as you. It's so hard to get your head around what they're seeing, isn't it?
Well, this is it, and
Where we're going down here?
yeah,
They look great, don't they?
oh, yeah.
We're finding some spotted ones. Oh, probably just about seeing last of them now, are we?
We might get odd one.
I do think if you've not seen these things and somebody starts talking about them in the context that they are very real, you would think somebody's hallucinating. But believe me, many of the people who report these things are not hallucinating. They're actually seeing and experiencing what they're telling people. The only difference is that what they're seeing defies explanation. That's another thing I need to stress. I don't think these lads knew anything about what I were looking into, or you at that time, did you?
No, I probably wasn't really that into this subject at that time.
Yeah, so they didn't know you'd got an interest in this, that's what I'm getting at.
Yeah, not at that particular time, and it's something they obviously just kept to themselves and said no more about it. And then subsequently, as they understood what this subject I was interested in,
Yeah.
it then came to light, and then my friend had then told me about it.
I've got to admit, we did try and get lads to speak, didn't we?
We did, yeah.
I'll let you go first, Chris, and I'll just...
But I think they were quite a bit apprehensive about going on camera and talking about it, really.
You can't blame them, can you?
Well, they're still youngish lads in their early 20s, but I don't think that if they haven't got an interest in this, they don't really want to have to do with it.
It might be something they talk about at one stage.
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, it's interesting. So, I like stories like this, you know, because chances are somebody's going to have seen something like this and looking for a few answers or clues, and you never know, it could actually be around that location.
Well, this is the thing, and again, I mean, we mentioned in another video the amount of sightings. I'm not saying there's been loads, but there's been a reasonable amount of sightings where people think they've seen a bear up here.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
And, you know,
Look at that. You can understand, because I don't know, we know as kids, teenagers, you've endless energy and you can bound up and down and go all over, but an animal, it needs a proper wild animal to traverse this terrain.
I mean, you can see deer there in and out of here like a flash.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've been down that gully down there numerous times, and it is lovely down there, but it's hard going.
Have we been down there?
No.
Okay, on we go. And I've just probably said something that I don't mean was stupid, but I've said somebody in the area might have seen that, but I don't think it gets a lot of footfall, Chris, does it?
What, these trails here?
No, I'm on about where them lads saw. I know they were on a moped, so there's obviously a road there, but...
Apart from people going in and out living there, it's every time I've walked around the trails up there, I've never passed anybody.
No, got it.
You know, and I have been up there quite a few times over the years, and I've never passed anybody in that part.
In that particular area.
And a lot of it really is, if you want to class it as off-piste, you're basically finding your own way through stuff like this.
Be easy enough to get lost up there, would it?
Oh,
you know, if you didn't know your way.
If you didn't know where you were going.
I mean, me and you have been up here a few times, and I've got to admit, if I'd have come on my own, I'd have got lost.
Yeah, well, I don't think you've been in this part before.
I haven't, no. That's brilliant, that, Chris. So where them lads saw this, what they describe as a bear's head, or something similar to a bear, come through edge, is it close to burial mounds and earthworks? And
well, I mean, we've got a burial mound here.
Oh, right.
It's hard to say.
Yeah, but we're on one. Yeah. And we'll not know the name of this one,
No,
will we?
I'm not off the top of my head, no.
But they're everywhere in North Yorkshire, aren't they?
Oh, I mean, this Broxa and Wycombe and Dalby, and Howardale littered with them.
Yeah. And people think because it's so remote and there's only us walking about up here tonight, and there probably will be when it gets dark as well.
Yeah.
But there's been life here.
Oh, exactly.
And to erect, or what's the word? to create those burial mounds would have took a lot of effort if all you're using is bone and antler tools.
I mean, that's a reasonably small one, but I mean, you know, some of them are reasonably
They're huge.
substantial, aren't
Yeah,
they?
absolutely.
But there'll have been whole communities of people living up here at one point.
Yeah.
You know, and up on the moors as well. But no, the Lowdales is basically just the other side, drop down this valley, and we're on it there.
So as crow flies, what we're looking at, a mile and a half?
A mile.
A mile.
Mile and a half, maybe.
So what's your views then? We both can't bend his head around it really, because all we know is that we've spoke to a lot of people who seem to be telling truth, and I think they are. But what's your views? Do you think they could actually exist in here? I don't.
I don't think we're dealing
It's pheasant.
with any kind of physical existence like you and me.
No.
My real gut feeling, and from what I've gathered from folk, is that we are really, strange and as bizarre as it sounds, dealing with something, whether it be dimensional.
It's just some kind of paranormal entity.
Yeah, and I just think we have this ability, however it evolves or however they get here, they're appearing.
And maybe it's only for a short time, you know.
Well, yeah, I mean,
because you know, I mean, unless we're going to get people resident to area who, like you said, who've got these 3 remote houses or a farm,
yeah.
we're going to say, look, we've seen these for the last 50 years while we've been here.
Exactly.
And remember the guy, I can't think at Forest, it might spring to mind when I say it, that he lived in a cottage, I think it's up near Cropton.
Stape.
At Stape.
Yeah.
And he said that on 3 occasions he stood at his back door and heard what he can only describe as something that sounds like a pride of lions in the forest.
Yeah, yeah.
And his property stands alone for miles, I think, doesn't it?
He's on his own, and his front garden, if you like, just looks up open woodland, and it drops down into a big ravine, into a big gully and a valley below.
Yeah. Well, he told me about some animals. He said there's supposed to be no red deer in here. He says, but I've got a big natural pond at bottom of my garden.
Yeah, yeah.
And I've seen red deer.
I mean, I've seen reds. I've seen a lot of reds. Just 3 miles as the crow flies.
Really? So 3 miles. They're going to get in here as well, aren't they?
Will do, yeah.
Yeah.
Never seen them in here, but
no.
They're not a million miles away.
Look at this. Fabulous. Good job we brought torches. You walk about in here in dark with dog anyway, don't you, Chris?
Yeah. This is always, I know it's easy to say it's a quiet bit, but this part's always very quiet. Not much kind of bird life, really.
How much just talking about this and looking into these unusual stories not frightened you, but put you on your guard when you're in these spots?
Because I've never really physically seen anything myself, cryptid-wise.
Not really bothered you?
I'm not scared yet.
No.
You know, like I say, I don't mind coming up here on my own, pitch black with the dogs. You know, I'm fine, I've got the dogs and one thing and another, but I think really until I see something with my own eyes is whether I end up being scared or not, and I would imagine I would.
You would be, yeah, and I think I would be as well. There we go. Found a little shelter as such. I don't know, not much room for out in there, is there?
No. I think kids, you know, youth, cubs and scouts.
Yeah, I think that's what it's got to be, because otherwise there's no point in it, is there? Because you can't sleep in that, really. You can't even lay down in it. Okay guys, we'll end it there. Don't forget, if you're enjoying these stories about the strange and unusual, press like and subscribe. We'll see you next time. Thanks, Chris. And, you think we'll be walking back in dark, Chris? Yeah, that's brilliant.